What is going on, fellas? Look at this new gun bench I just built. Got the full video on my channel, so make sure to check it out. But some of you guys may remember that I made a video about this right here. This is the Kaer World 1400 MD gun locker. For that $200 price tag, can't complain about it, especially if you live in an apartment, a rent house, or a dorm. This thing is awesome. But I have this thing already filled up comfortably, and I got the stack on gun locker that's filled up as well, and I'm adding even more to the collection. So Kaer World decided to help me out. They hooked me up with one of their big boy safes. Let's check it out. All right, I'm not gonna bore you guys with me building this thing, but I have pretty much everything taken out of my other lockers to make them easier to move around. Everything is nice and neat here in the corner. I have to reorganize that later. And this right here is what we're working with. So this is the 20 to 25 gun large biometric safe slash locker. You got number pads, you got a fingerprint pad, so that's pretty neat. It's a lot wider than my old locker, but my old locker is a little bit taller. At the end of the day, I'm excited to see how this looks whenever it's finished building out. Cannot stress this enough to you guys. This is not a safe, this is a locker. If you're looking for ultimate security, this is not for you. This is for someone that's more budget minded and wants a little bit more storage. This one right here is about 400 bucks if you use the code AK15 at checkout. Make sure to use the link in the description. And like I said, the other smaller one is $200. This is perfect for if you want to keep your kids away from your guns, or like I said, this would have been perfect for me whenever I was in college. I was living in a townhome, had some guns with me. People are always coming over. I don't want them touching my guns, but I couldn't have a full-size safe in there. Would have been perfect for that. But I mean, look, this is one of the sidewalls. I mean, that's just a sheet metal. So like I said, not ultimate security, but it definitely serves its purpose. All right, it is a new day. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button. I got the locker all finished up. Let's take a look at it. All right, very first impressions from the outside. Like I said, this thing is way wider than my 1400 MD. I think it's a great size. I do love the riveting design because it's really similar to my old one, and they looked good next to each other. I do prefer this old style vault handle compared to whatever that is. The only thing I'm skeptical about is this has exposed hinges, while this doesn't. I don't know if that's actually a big downside or not. I'm just skeptical about it. And then my old one has an exposed keyhole, while the new big biometric safe there's a little lever underneath so you can twist this off, has a hidden keyhole. And then it also has the benefit of being able to plug in your power or putting your battery from the outside compared to my old one that has a battery from the inside. So you'd either have to get your key, or if you forget your key, you're out of luck. If this runs out of power, you could just replace the battery from the outside. And then, of course, the big biometric safe has a fingerprint ID, which I love because it's way faster and easier to get in. The only thing I wish this did have is my old one has a light-up number pad, while this new one does not have a light-up number pad. Kind of a bummer, but not a deal breaker. And then there's 4 deadbolts total. There's 2 in the middle, and then 1 on top, 1 on bottom. Unfortunately, there's none on the hinge side. And then quick tip, if you want a little bit of added security, someone commented this on my last locker video and I thought it was a great idea. Put the opening side of your locker against a wall. So in this case, my locker opens up from the left side. So I'll put the left side of the locker against a wall. So if someone comes in with a crowbar and wants to pry this open, they're gonna struggle a lot more since they're not gonna get a whole bunch of leverage with that wall being right there. All right, for those of you who are skeptical if this has any sort of security, if this video gets 1,000 likes, I will sacrifice my own locker and try to break into it. So let's see if you guys can do it. All right, now let's quickly take a look at how I have this thing set up. It's super simple, but it gets the job done. Super organized. I love how it looks. I have 8 long guns set up right here and then 3 handguns right here, but I can definitely fit more. This is definitely a comfortable setup where it's really easy to grab stuff, but if I really wanted to, I could definitely add more into here. Right here, I have all of my scoped thermal rifles that need a little bit of space, and then right here are anything that doesn't have a scope, so I can butt it up against the wall and save as much room as possible. And right here, I just have an extra one leaning up on the side. Now, this isn't the only way that you can have this set up. It does come with a shelf that you can put up here to add either your ammo or accessories. I just decided not to because I have a really long shotgun that would be in the way. But you can see all of the little sections where you can set your height of that shelf. Even with, I mean, that's a 20-inch 6.5 Grendel with a fairly long suppressor. The shelf would still work for even that, just the shotgun is a little bit too tall. And there's even an adjustable shelf system that goes from here down to about the middle for even more ammo or accessories, but then there's less room for guns. And at the end of the day, I'm just trying to have as much room for guns, so I decided to not put that in. And then your door panel looks like a standard safe panel. The very bottom has zippered storage pockets. Then you have elastic pockets. There are some mags in there. More elastic pockets for your pistol mags. Have my speed loader in one of the pistol pockets. A big pocket right here. And then several more pockets. This one has a holster. Just got a spare suppressor in there. It even fits your lights. So I got the new Olight PLX. Actually a very decent Olight product. Very surprised with that. Very happy with it. And then even right here, I have my suppressed Mark IV with a gas pedal. Fits perfectly in there. And then one more thing I'm not super fond of is it does come with a motion sensor rechargeable light, and it works great just being able to see what you need. I wish it was a little bit brighter and it's rechargeable. So every single time it dies, I got to take it out and recharge it again. I wish they did just have a plug-in version or they just wired it to the lock battery. But once again, not a deal breaker. There is aftermarket options for that. Like I said, if you're interested in grabbing one of these, make sure to click on the very first link in the description and use the code AK15 to save 15% off at checkout. And also go down in the comments, let me know if there are any scenarios where you think this would actually be useful or you just spend the money on an actual safe. Other than that, hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.